And we are live. Welcome to the new episode of Ask Me About My Draculas. If you are unfamiliar with the show, basically the premise is that we explain supernatural books, movies, and television. One person on the show, at least, has to have not seen our topic of discussion. I am one of your hosts, Kel McDonald, and I draw comics that you can find at kelmcdonald.com.
And I am another host. I'm the co-host. My name is Ma'at Crook, and I am an artist, a speaker, and a flatterer.
And we have two guests this week. Abby.
What? I thought...
Say who you are!
Fucking Molly was supposed to be first.
No, you were going to be first!
Damn it. Anyway, my name is Abby Larke, but I go by Abby Larke. My Twitter is at Abby Larke, twitter.com/Abby Larke, and my Tumblr is Abu Larke, because someone took mine when I changed it for the holidays. And I work as a comic translator of Japanese to English. So I'm I guess a special anime consultant.
And I'm Molly Muldoon. You can find me on Twitter at Passing Fair because there are a lot of other Molly Muldoons, so I had to pick something else. And I'm Passing Fair on pretty much everything. And I am a writer and a freelance editor, and I don't have anything out right now, but next year there will be things. So be excited for the future.
I guess I also have things. I'm in Smut Peddler 1 and 2, so buy those.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, fucking porn. Hooray. Which is pretty apropos to the topic at hand.
Yes, it is, because today we are talking about Nightwalker, Midnight Detective, which is a terrible, terrible anime that is based off a porno video game.
Oh, that's amazing.
You wouldn't get that from the name.
You wouldn't think so, no, but...
So, Ma'at, what do you think Midnight Detective is about?
Well, I only knew before just now. I had only thought that the title was Night Stalker. That's all I heard. And
it's not actually Night Stalker.
It's not.
It's not.
Okay.
That would have been cooler though. It's Nightwalker.
Nightwalker.
Is Night Stalker another show?
Probably.
Probably.
I want to say it's the adaptation of the porno version.
Well, this is what I drew when I thought it was Night Stalker. A Dracula, a vampire on stilts, walking around at night. So Nightwalker still works.
Yeah, it's working. It's just very tall.
Yes. Yeah. It's the cool way to walk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Molly, what do you think?
What do I think? Well, once again, this new porn discovery has changed a lot of things I thought. All I knew was it had vampires in it, and it sounded like some sort of detective show?
Based on the Midnight Detective part,
That's kind of, what I got out of that. But I really had no earthly clue what was going on.
Well, take a guess, a random guess.
Well, now there's porn in it, though, so I'm very confused.
Listen, you can't be... So far, our furthest off guess is Spike thought that the movie Silver Bullet was about cocaine dealers in the 80s.
That's pretty good. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm just making this off the top of my head. Japanese detective schoolgirls that moonlight as vampires, but then there are real vampires, and there's like a turf war.
Okay.
That would have been cooler.
That would have been a lot cooler, actually.
If it's like Japanese anime, there would probably be tentacle sex
This is true.
involved.
I'm actually screen sharing the anime right now because I was watching it when they called. So it's on the screen right now.
So it is an anime.
It is definitely an anime. It's an anime based on a Pixely Amiga point-and-click adventure porno game. What? I'd like to play it because it sounds like crazy fun. Also, the game itself is apparently a lot less dark.
Yeah, no, the game is pornographic and also is like praised for its comedy in the review.
Yeah.
So when they turned it into an anime, they said, you know, this really funny porno, let's take both the sex and the humor out of it. And
Although there are titties. There are titties in the OAV portion. The first 4 episodes of this show were released direct to video, so they can have stuff like blood and titties in them. And then instead of like making a whole new series, they just added 8 more episodes onto the end and then aired it on TV. And I assume, you know, they took out the titties and the blood somehow in the first 4 episodes. So yeah, but speaking of reviews, you know what's hilarious? The back of the DVD review of the second DVD says, quote, combines urban crime drama and horror motifs, end quote. And I'm like, that's really not so much a review as just a plain-ass description.
that was the nicest thing that anyone said about this anime.
Yes.
So
it was released by the for anyone who's interested in anime minutia, it was released by the U.S. Manga Corps arm of Central Park Media, and therefore is now both out of print and out of license. So, in case anyone out there wants to relicense this crappy anime,
you can only get it illegally.
Well, no, you can only buy it used.
Oh.
I mean, you can still get a hold of it. It's just out of print.
So, for the usually I let the Google Hangout like auto switch like through everyone who's talking.
Mm-hmm.
But since Abby is watching the anime, I'm just gonna like keep it on her.
Okay, so the plot of the show is thusly: there's a vampire, and his name is Shido. And he runs a private detective office.
I'm glad there's actually a detective in.
He's a vampire detective.
He's a vampire detective.
That's why he works
that kind of stuff would have gotten me interested in it. Period. And full stop. But it's kind of dumb, also. Like,
is it like Angel Dumb?
Not. Maybe a little bit.
I think it's dumber than Angel.
It's dumb in the same sort of way. I liked Angel a lot, actually, but it's dumb in the same sort of way as Angel, but it's a lot more like pointlessly dark without any really light humorous moments to break things up. Oh, and for the record, what's playing right now is the end theme. For the record, the opening theme of this anime is actually really awesome, and that's like the best part of the friggin' show, because it's not even like one of those songs written by somebody for the show. It was just picked out of Bucktick's back catalog, being like, all right, we'll use this song, and I'm like, that's amazing, because it's like my favorite part of the show.
Yeah, so you like start off where he's a detective and a vampire.
Yes.
And he has a lady assistant who's in like a suit skirt kind of thing.
No, she's not his assistant. She's a cop.
Okay.
She's a lady
never
cop.
thought that she was a cop.
She's a cop, and she works for the supernatural police arm of the police. So like, you know, the villains or the like bad seed thing are these things called the Nightbreeds, and they're like dark evil spirits or some shit that like possess human bodies, but only at night.
As we go further, I'm gonna let you know that I only have seen the dub, and Abby has seen the Japanese and subtitle version.
And also, I mean, I've seen both, I think, but
So when
But
we start to like diverge in what we think the plot's about, that's.
But also, I understand Japanese, so even if the subtitles were bad, which for the record they were not bad. However.
Oh, you're about to watch the episode that has my favorite poorly translated awkward line in it.
Oh, what one?
In the middle of the episode that's about to start, it's about some people murdering their grandpa for his money. Mm-hmm. And one of the guys says, "All this murder is making me hungry. Let's go get some food."
He does say something like that in the Japanese too, I'm pretty sure.
So yeah,
I mean, what was I saying? Oh, right. The only thing that the subtitles do wrong, in my opinion, is this girl, okay, other than the cop lady, who is the requisite human from whom Shido gets his blood, there's a girl named Riho, who's essentially the heroine character, who's a high school student who is his, like, secretary. And she makes coffee, and she has a crush on him, and she makes him, like, lunches and shit, because she doesn't know he's a vampire and that therefore he cannot eat them. Until, like, the second episode or something, and then he's like, "Yeah, you found out I'm a vampire, so I guess that's it for you working here." And she's like, "No, it just turned out you were allergic to my food. You didn't eat it because you didn't like me." And I'm like, for fuck's sake, girl, you got the problems. But she's an orphan whose parents were murdered by Nightbreeds, so he feels responsible for her, I guess. I think there's a part where they explain exactly what happened to them, but I don't really remember.
This, like, I feel like this show is, like, badly written, like, poor budget animation, and then poorly translated for the dub.
Yeah, the dub is pretty bad.
And
they keep putting swears in where there's really no swears needed. There was this whole episode where everyone was saying, you know, bastard and bullshit in the middle of lines that were just basically like, "Hey, you, stop."
Hey, you bastard, bullshit. So he has, like, the cop lady, his high schooler assistant, who's dumb as a post.
She's super dumb.
And
voiced by Maya Sakamoto, like 2 years off her voicing of the main character in Escaflowne. I guess she came upon hard times or something.
And then he has, like, this little green imp thing that is naked.
Yeah, they never really explain what the hell she is.
Yeah.
She's like a weird nega fairy or some shit. Her name is Gumi, and she has the most annoying voice in the English of all time. Her Japanese voice is not super bad. It's kind of bad.
So here we have a family plot to give Grandpa a heart attack.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
They
faked an oncoming truck, and now he is dead. But when you die in this show, I guess, when you die, your body is pretty open for gross evil monsters to come in. Oh, okay, the chick who did the voice of the Japanese version of Goonie the Fairy, she also does the voice of Pikachu. So, yeah, pretty famous right there.
So, that's, like, the main team, and then they go out and they fight these monsters, like, and don't really do a whole lot of detective work. Maybe that's why I didn't realize that the older lady was a cop.
Yeah, the only time you really notice that she's a cop is there's a part where they're chasing after a Nightbreed, and the other cops are there. Oh, you know what happens? Okay, so there's an arc in the first OAV, sort of. And the third episode, this guy who's a cop who's been shot in the head and is brain dead, essentially, gets possessed by a Nightbreed, and it's like one of the unintelligent ones. There are ones that can talk, and then there are ones that can't. I feel like the longer they're around...
that was the line.
What?
This murder reminds me, I'm hungry, do you want to get a bite to eat?
There it was. Yes, so the guy is possessed by a Nightbreed, but his wife, his wife does not realize this, obviously, because she's, you know, a human being and therefore does not know about dumb. I mean, I don't know how she didn't notice because her husband was fucking. His eyes were yellow and glowing, and he was spitting acid everywhere. And she's like, no, he's still my husband. I still love him. And I'm just like, So yeah. And then okay, so she takes him home because he's running around the hospital. She takes him home and puts him in a bed and is like, you're sick, you need to relax. And then, you know, the monster, which is essentially not sentient, is like, roar, roar, and she like hugs him and holds him and, you know, is kind to him. And the monster sort of feels like, I guess it wants to be her husband somehow. But the part that really confused me, like, or the part that at first I was like, what? She's like having him lay down in bed, and then there's a scene where like she holds his hand, and then his hand like wraps around hers, and you're like, oh, the monster's sort of, you know, realizing that human affection is kind of nice. But then I thought, it kind of looks like she's gonna fuck the monster, and then they change scenes, and then, you know, the episode, or that episode ends, and he's shot and dies, or the monster dies, I guess. And the next episode happens, and Riho runs into this woman, and that she's pregnant, and she has Riho stick her hand on the body, or on her body, and like the fucking baby monster is moving around in there, even though she isn't showing anything at all. And I'm like, she did fuck the monster.
So,
God.
So with all this monster fights, he doesn't just use like super vampire strength or whatever. What
he doesn't actually ever use super vampire strength.
What?
He doesn't ever use super vampire strength.
He doesn't have like the stereotypical like vampire powers. But so what he does is he like cuts his finger, and then his blood comes out and turns into a sword that he uses to fight the monsters.
Oh God!
But after a few episodes, because this is after it's not when it's airing on TV and not going straight to video, for censorship reasons they couldn't show blood. So instead, it's like he bleeds glitter and then has a giant glitter sword that he fights everything with.
Yep, it's really funny.
The most fabulous vampire.
He's spectacular. He also has long hair, and also it's pretty apparent that either whoever made the game or whoever made the anime really liked Interview with a Vampire, because there's a like long-haired, super you know, deep-voiced, sensual vampire that keeps following him around, who is his sire, and who like keeps trying to get him to give in to the darkness inside him.
When was this show made?
It was made in the Japanese version was released in 1998, I want to say. Yeah, 1998 to it aired 1998 July to September, and then it came out in America in like 2002 or something. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yes, 2001 on VHS. I watched it in 2003 when it came on a DVD. I actually borrowed it from a friend who was, at the time I was not aware, one of those creepy people who is super into like you know, horrible, somewhat immortal nega characters or whatever. And she was a huge fan of Sephiroth and fucking loved Interview with a Vampire. Her favorite character in Uchino was Akio, which is he's the worst character. He's just a terrible person.
I love that, like, just in English slapped on.
Just kidding. And
there's a little thing that we were talking about that doesn't really do anything except hang out.
Yes.
Oh no, his plates are broken. How dare.
Yes. But anyhow, so she lent this to me, and then I actually broke the DVD case, so I was like, oh, I guess I have to buy her a new one. And then I just kept it. But I might have bought her a new one, but we had like a friendship falling out not too long after that, so fuck her anyway.
But so, the thing about this anime is because there's the OVA ends with them like killing like the Lestat vampire. But then since it continued on TV, the Lestat vampire comes back.
Yeah.
They don't acknowledge that they killed him. So, because at the end of the OVA, you watch him turn to dust and like blow away in the wind. So it's not like, oh, he fell and I guess he just survived the fall. It's we watched him disintegrate. And no one is like, but we killed you. How'd you come back? It's no acknowledgement that he died at all. So it's like, is that episode canon? But then that's the episode where the teenage girl gets turned into a vampire.
And she's
still a vampire the rest of it. So, like, half the episode is canon, but half isn't.
I don't know. Like, it's possible that there's a line somewhere where they talk about how, like, because in that episode, they kept fighting him, and it would turn out to be an illusion. So it's entirely possible that there's a line, like some throwaway line somewhere where they're like...
In the dub, that line is not there.
Maybe, yeah.
And then there's
I haven't watched it again.
Was that pink-shirted guy the vampire detective?
The guy
this guy?
This is the good guy. He's wearing the suit and vest. He's the vampire detective.
Obviously evil.
He's the one who said all this murder is making me hungry.
That's right.
Yes, that guy is the one of the rich sons who killed his grandfather using stage lighting to simulate an oncoming truck, I guess.
So he's not a vampire yet, even though his eyes are all weird.
No, he's not a vampire at all. The only vampires in this show, actually the vampires in this show have normal eyes until they start doing vampire shit, and then their eyes get really big and yellow and have like cat-like slits in them instead of pupils. So yeah, I mean right now Shido is not doing any vampire shit, so his eyes are green, but when he goes all, medieval,
rather than a bumpy face, his eyes turn yellow.
Yes, they turn yellow.
Okay. That guy,
yeah, that guy's just evil.
Totally looks like he's some type of monster.
He might have been based on a character from, I mean, he looks kind of like Lewis from The Interview with a Vampire.
But there's also there are entire episodes that are flashbacks, and the dub does not make it clear at all that they're flashbacks.
Yeah.
Like, so there's one episode where we have the vampire guy. He's going around and just walking through the woods, and he's wearing the same clothes he always wears. And
yeah, he wore them even back when he was like vamped. He turned into a vampire. He was still wearing that suit and bolo tie.
So, but yeah, so he's walking around in his kind of modernish clothes, and then he comes across a lady who's in like Revolutionary War colonial garb. And they're like, well, she's a ghost, clearly. And so that makes you... But then you find out that she's dressed contemporarily. Like, they're like, but she died 2 years ago. So the episode was like 300 years ago. And they just didn't make it clear at all.
The first time I watched that episode, I remember being really confused.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is going on here? By the way, when I watched this originally, I didn't speak any Japanese. So even if even if there was something in there, I wouldn't have known.
Or maybe this all took place at Colonial Williamsburg.
Oh, that could be it.
There we go. Problem solved.
That's where I would go if I were a ghost. But like, if I died now, I'm wearing like a shirt that says Taco John's Fish Tacos on it, and I would just go to Colonial Williamsburg and ask stupid questions at the guides, and they would be like, "It's that chick again."
So they, like, in that whole episode, there's only, like, 3 characters. Vampire guy, his sire, who's also dressed in kind of old-timey but modern clothes that he always wears, and then the colonial ghost lady. So there is no, like, actual sign that this was a flashback. And then there's another episode that gives you backstory about the cop lady, and that's another one that's all, like, flashback.
Yeah, that really confused me, too, because, like, her backstory is... I guess, spoilers, her backstory is that, like, she has a twin sister who had a messed up face or something, but
No,
then you find
she
out
was
at
the
end
one
of the
with the
episode,
messed up face.
she was the one with the messed up face, and then she got like the gorgeous face from her sister after she died or something.
What?
It was really confusing.
Wait,
Yeah.
how?
Well, now she looks like this, so she
How did her sister die and give her a pretty face?
Demon magic.
magic,
And
yeah.
that's how she met the vampire guy, because he came to stop the demon magic that gave her a pretty face.
And then I guess she felt bad or something.
So this lady in white with the really short skirt, they also, like in the dub, randomly have her say a bunch of nonsense things that are like, oh, we wanted her to be a strong female character, but we forgot. So,
But we forgot.
so instead, the dub like mashes in lines like the vampire holds the door from her, and she goes, "Thanks, but I'm a feminist."
Oh, really?
God.
And then the last episode ends with, "And it was all a dream."
Oh dear.
Everything was a dream. It's like the Roseanne of TV shows.
Just like the last two
Anime?
episodes were a dream.
Yeah, because the last episode is like everyone goes evil and dies, and he has to kill them, and then he wakes up and it was all a dream.
Lord.
And then he goes into a coffin with his jailbait vampire assistant, and they just like snuggle. End episode. End series.
End world.
Yeah.
The by the way, for the record, jailbait vampire. Whenever they like in the Japanese, they'll call her like a child or say that she's a good kid. In the English subtitles, they'll say she's a good woman. And one of them called when they said she's a child, they translated it to naive woman, and I'm like, dude, she's in a school uniform. You already showed her going to high school. You can't put the genie back in the bottle.
You can't hide the fact that she is a child that he is sleeping with.
Mhm.
He is?
Probably.
They share a coffin.
Ew.
That is how I'm going to refer to things from now on. Well, they're sharing a coffin.
We're about to get to Glitter Sword.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
so excited about Glitter Sword.
The glitter sword is about to come out.
Yeah, no, everyone bleeds glitter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part of this anime, that everyone bleeds glitter.
It's fair. That's a good favorite part.
Run, little anime
What was
people.
that? When they brought it to America, they thought that they couldn't show blood?
No, it's when it was originally released on video, because a lot of things are released on video only just because like there's a smaller audience or whatever, and then there was enough interest that they could put it out on television, and so they made 8 more episodes. But when they made those episodes from the start, they had the blood censored out with sparkles and no tits, and in the first 4 episodes there were tits. There were a decent amount of tits and blood everywhere. Like at the end at the end of the first 4 episodes, when the bad guy vampire captures the high school girl, he splits her shirt open with his long fingernail and like, draws a lot of blood between her boobies, and her boobies are just fucking out there, nips out everything.
That wasn't in the dub version.
It wasn't?
Her nips weren't out. I don't remember nips.
I can rewind it, or I can put in the other DVD and show you. Is that allowed?
Well, first we should just fast forward and get to glitter blood.
Alright, sorry. Let me just,
Because we don't care about this guy and his hating his grandpa.
his mom. Is he gonna actually do it? Come on. Oh, wait, what the hell? Oh, damn it. I accidentally skipped back. Am I in the right place now? Oh, they're talking about how they murdered him.
We saw this already.
We saw this already? Oh, okay. We're getting into the... Right, this is the... Okay. Let me just skip.
Technically, we're not supposed to show...
Damn it, that's the end!
Oh.
I'm bad at this. Okay, what is going on here?
Then just forward to the next episode.
Here's the next episode.
Oh, this is the episode that's the cop's backstory with her sister.
Yeah. This is the, like, preview of that. So I guess there's her, and then a demon made a
This is her sister to give her a new face.
Yeah, whatever.
Someone else's.
Anyway, I'm gonna put in the first DVD and show you guys the titties. Is titties allowed?
Oh, no, actually, titties aren't allowed on YouTube, Google Hangouts.
Damn it! Anyway, yeah, they run the cast at the end of everything. Oh, wow, the chick who does the voice of the cop also did the voice of the demon kid in the English dub.
So there's a Demon Kid episode where the kid's all, my mom's mean and doesn't let me have pets, and you're like, this mom that won't let their child have pets, clearly she must be a demon. And then it turns out, actually, the mom doesn't want the kid to have pets
Because he'll eat them.
he's a demon and he's been eating all his pets.
Yup.
Oh.
Okay, where's the fucking menu options here? No, I'm
I think when we
stupid.
first were watching it, it was that episode because there was a kid
Yeah,
with
that
red
was
eyes.
Yeah.
that was the episode that we were watching.
And then he started licking his mom's hand, and I was all, what?
Yeah, because she was bleeding. So, anyway, yeah, that's this episode, Seventh Night, some sort of thing. This is the Dead Grandpa episode and the end part of it. Let me see if I can find a part where he fights something. When does he
He
fight?
usually does it in the second half.
Huh?
He usually does it in the second half.
Of the episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, that's the big fight.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, the beginning of the episode that's all a dream, that starts with a fight.
Oh, the last episode?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just pull that one up then. I wish I could turn the volume up and let you guys hear the theme song because it's really great, but I don't know how to do that on Google Hangouts. Whoa, what the hell? Okay, there we go. Sorry about my fail. Oh, there it is. Okay, I get it. I found Google Hangouts. I found it. Let's see. Can I share audio?
Audio might get us in trouble.
Oh, right. Well, it's a Japanese band. They don't have any. I don't think that they released anything in America. Kind of a famous Japanese band called Bucktick. What have they done that anybody who watches anime would have heard?
This is very dramatic. Opening credits.
And gay. This is the gay part.
Oh, yeah.
Woman, isn't it? I don't care.
It's, you know what, there's heavy implications that him and Lestat vampire are fucking.
Well, yeah, but they actually say in the first part, my lover, they out and out say that they're fucking.
Oh, they didn't do that in the dub, I don't think.
Of course they did. It's the dub.
Darn it, dub.
Can't let people know about the gays.
America wasn't ready for it.
Obviously, Interview with a Vampire thing.
So yeah, I remember that this last episode opens with a vampire, jailbait vampire sees her parents have turned into demons. And then he has to kill her parents, and that's what makes her flip out and go evil. And then she murders everyone, and then he has to murder her. And it's very sad, and then he wakes up and it's all a dream.
This is the episode?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Bucktick did the ending theme for Triple X Holic.
Oh.
They also did the opening theme for Trinity Blood.
That makes sense. They got the vampire market
They
going.
do.
So how are vampires killed in this show?
Sunlight. Only sunlight. I guess if he stabbed them with his hard blade thing, they might also die. I don't know.
It's sunlight, but they run around sunlight all the time. I guess as long as they're wearing sunglasses, they're fine.
Yeah.
She's not.
I think this is before she became a vampire, maybe? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's video from her family. But yeah, he's in like he wears a big trench coat and a pair of sunglasses, and he's fine. And she walks around under an umbrella all the time. But she doesn't really go outside during the day very much, unless it's raining. So the umbrella makes sense.
So when they fight the other vampires, do they have to just, like, distract them long enough for the sun to rise?
There aren't any other vampires. They mostly just fight demons.
Oh.
Yeah, they mostly fight night breeds, which are like the demon equivalent. There's only the one other vampire, really, and he doesn't really show up very much.
Integrated and then come back and no one cares. This is taking a real long time.
So
Sorry.
so far
I'll
the
fast forward.
things that these vampires share is no sunlight.
Mhm.
The main guy can be a detective, like
Mhm.
Angel was a detective.
Mhm.
And then
Oh, there's the glitter blood. That's in
Yeah.
glass.
Oh yeah, the blood in the glass is pink and glittery.
Yeah, drink this glitter.
and there's glitter involved. So there's a
Mhm.
link to Edward too.
Right. What the heck?
I'm going backwards.
No,
we
I'm
go.
not.
This
It
is
was a
the-
flashback.
Now her parents.
Oh,
Yeah, now her parents are coming out of the grave as demons. What? Oh, it's got her dad's glasses.
That's just cruel. But he doesn't even have the same glasses.
I know, right?
Is she a vampire at this point, or still?
Yeah. She's
Okay.
been a vampire for a little while. She dropped
Now
out of
it has
school.
dad's glasses. So continuity errors. Your parents died. They were killed by the breed.
Yeah,
Now
it's
she
funny
has
because
different glasses again.
the first episode of the show after she was turned into a
Here we
vampire.
go. Glitter sword.
Yeah, there it is.
Amazing.
Now you know.
That was spectacular. I want my own glitter sword.
Anyhow, the first episode after she's turned into a vampire, her skin is still pink until she like accepts her vampiriness, and then it turns like ash gray. And I'm like, all right. I mean, it looks really gray because her hair's red, so
Go glitter sword. This is very much how all the fights basically are.
This is spectacular.
Zoom in.
the
I just
animation.
remember the last time I watched this, there's a very long period that's just wobbly, her eyes. There we go.
Oh, that was cruel.
Wobbly eyes.
I'm not sure what the point of this is.
This is supposed to be her trigger to go evil.
Right, but I'm not sure what the point of this episode is.
There is no point, because it was all a dream. Alright.
So this anime came out before, but around the same time as like Pet Shop of Horrors, which didn't have any vampires in it, and Descendants of Darkness, and all those sort of like dark supernatural anime that were really popular for a little while. So
This came out before Angel.
yeah, it came
Barely.
out. It also came out before Descendants of Darkness and Pet Shop of Horrors, but I'm sure that the popularity of supernatural manga at the time was a thing.
But the thing I just remember on the DVDs that they compare it to Forever Night, which is another vampire detective.
Oh yeah, that's
We need to do
right.
an episode on that.
I don't think
I've
I've
never heard of that.
It's basically he's a vampire detective. That's really
Nick
all
Knight,
I'm
an
down. I'm down for
800-year-old
vampire
vampire
detectives.
working as a homicide detective in the on the graveyard shift. All right.
When did Vampire Attorney come out?
I don't know.
No, Vampire Prosecutor.
Vampire Prosecutor. That was recent.
Yeah, that was.
That was like 2 years ago.
The heck is that? Oh, right, the Korean show.
Korean one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out in 2011.
Yeah.
Who's seen that here?
I've seen
Me.
that.
You guys should explain that to us now.
I thought about watching that, but I haven't yet.
So it's a bunch of short, just pretty much.
How does being a
Like,
vampire...
it's not a continued story.
Yeah.
But instead of being a detective, he's a prosecutor, and he does the same kind of stuff that vampire detectives do.
Mm.
Except if he drinks the blood, he gets little bits of memories of the victims.
So that helps him solve the crimes.
He uses that in his detective-ing.
Yeah.
My favorite bit, though, is that, even though he's a vampire and he's a prosecutor, so in theory, he's really smart and, has powers, he's not very good at drinking the blood in places that don't already have security cameras, so he always breaks them. Not, turns them off or takes them, or drinks it in the bathroom where there wouldn't be security cameras. Just think ahead, vampire prosecutor. You've done this many times.
You gotta get
What
your
the
shit
hell?
together.
And didn't he get, oh, geez, he got turned in a car accident or something, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of flashbacks of dramatic car and rain in my head.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it came back to it several times because there was a mystery about who it was had turned him, and now I can't even remember who it was.
Yeah. For as ridiculous as it was also kind of boring. Which it would be.
There's not a whole lot to really talk about on the show.
Okay. You want it to be much better and much sillier than it actually is. It's very disappointing.
Aw.
It was nice to have on in the background when you didn't have to really pay a lot of attention. You didn't want to pay a lot of attention to TV, but just have some noise on.
Yeah.
As long as you didn't care that you were missing the subtitles.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't speak Korean.
No, I don't either.
Even if she turns out to be the killer, he has no right to be his killer. Dun, dun, dun.
I also did like how his detective friends would always be like, you know that blood sample that we had? It went missing again.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know anything about that. And they're like, you were the last person we saw it with. And they're like, I don't know. No one ever questioned it.
I don't remember them ever questioning it either. There was a lot of close calls that he
A
would
lot
get
of
caught.
close calls in elevators.
See, now her eyes are yellow because she's evil.
Yeah, she's evil.
She looks.
His eyes are yellow too, right?
When he gets and uses powers.
When he busts out the glitter sword.
Mhm.
I like how she's also evil because she's slightly sexier than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But I love how she just murdered a guy who tried to pick her up. I'm like, yeah, girl, you do it.
I like that shot started on where her cleavage would be if the shirt was lower cut, but there's nothing there, so there's really no reason
Look
for
at
it.
this black shirt.
So there's a part where he doesn't remember anything from before he became a vampire, except apparently there's a part where he remembers this one thing, and it was that he was going to that's creepy. Don't call yourself his daughter. You guys are gonna fuck. But anyhow, he remembers that he was going to marry this woman who had a daughter before he became a vampire. And then when he became a vampire, he was sort of broken out of it when he drank the blood of the daughter. Because, I guess her mom died and she was wandering the streets. And then she actually wakes up and turns into a vampire.
But then she jumps out the window.
Yeah, she jumps
She
out the
doesn't wanna
window
be
to the side. She actually turns into... Oh, there's titties.
Oh, there we go.
Oops. 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 Anyway,
Wow.
yeah, she jumps out the window and she actually turns into dust before she even hits the ground.
Drink this glitter. That's the evil Lestat vampire.
Yes, that's the bad guy.
Oh,
His name
no.
is Kane.
Of course it is.
Because why not? And his eyes are yellow all the time.
Because he's evil.
Because he's evil.
'Cause
Oh,
he's
no!
a savage hunter who preys on humans.
Drink
My
this
favorite
glitter.
part- My favorite part about... Yeah, there's no glitter this time.
Uh-oh.
Whoa! Someone's gonna get in trouble with the censors. But yeah, there's this part where Shido is shot a bunch of times, and then he's almost dying, and then Yayoi, the cop, cuts her wrist, and it drips down like a friggin' waterfall into his mouth. And I'm like, that is not how people bleed.
That's not how blood works.
That's not how blood works. Blood would not come out of even a cup that nice.
This is when he realized it's a dream. Or they reuse this animation when he realizes it's a dream.
They
His
might.
fingers twitching.
Yeah.
He's feeling feelings.
So what's good about this show?
Nothing. Oh.
I mean, some of the mysteries are okay. Like, I kind of liked the one with the kid who was the demon. It was a little funny. And then there was one where, like...
I mean, I do really like that line, all this murder is making me hungry.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty funny. Really the best thing about it is the theme song.
Yeah.
That's not a good
That's
selling.
like, no. So
But, like,
we could.
I mean, some of the plots are not bad. They're just not super great either. They're just like, okay, if you must.
Oh, she's evil. I'm gonna eat small children.
But she has a cute outfit on.
I know, right? Better than the first design where she, like, was wearing her school uniform and it was like, ew, come on.
That kid is creepy.
Well, she's being hypnotized, so. There's the
Glitter.
sparkles. Back to sparkles.
Glitter will save you.
Wow.
Yeah, that cop needs to get some pants or something.
That's not how blood works.
That's how glitter works.
Okay, what were the episodes that were okay? Oh, the one that was about... Okay, there was one that was about a...
He opens the door for her. Yeah, he's... Okay, ladies first. Oh, it's in the Japanese version, too!
I don't.
Actually, that's completely translated wrong. The word feminist, feministo in Japanese, actually runs closer to the meaning of chivalry. So like it's a guy who dotes on women.
So, like...
So that's why she says she doesn't trust feminists.
But
in the sub for some reason. Yeah, but
in the dub, they changed it to thanks, but I'm a feminist or whatever.
Yeah. Jeez.
That's very different.
Yeah, it's something that a lot of series back then missed.
Who needs context or, cultural knowledge?
Mm-hmm. And there really wasn't as much on the internet about it back then.
Yeah.
But anyhow, the second episode of the OAB was okay. It was about this, like, stage actress who was murdered, but sort of not actually murdered. She was, she had been possessed by a demon that made her a better actress. And then her understudy came in and was like, dude, I know that you're, evil. Because what she did was she walked in on her eating a man's heart out of his body.
Ew.
And she's like, I knew there was something wrong here. And then she said, all right, demon, possess me and make me a star. And then she did that and started to eat people and stuff. It was pretty great. Like, there's this part where she's at dinner with her agent or something, and he's eating a steak, and she just is like, oh, barf, God, and she runs away to go throw up because eating a steak is gross to her now. She's a monster. So
But
yeah,
not
I guess
eating
Yayoi
hearts.
is dead.
Eating hearts totally acceptable.
Mhm.
And
There
she
goes
kills the little
Goonie.
fairy thing. See, everyone dies in that.
Everyone dies.
And now they're
It's a
gonna have a
terrible
glitter
dream.
fight. Glitter fight, glitter fight.
Also, there's this episode where it starts out with Shido stuck at the bottom of a well with this little girl and a Nightbreed, and then they flash back to him being chased into the well by the Nightbreed, and like he stabs the Nightbreed and it's against the wall or something, and it can't get out. But he can't get out either because the ladder to get out of the well is like up higher. And then finally, like, and you know, Riho and Yayoi are looking for him. But finally, he ends up getting out of the well because he stabs through the wall and like the water comes in. I don't know why this well was dry if there was water right on the outside of the wall, but whatever. And then, you know, the water comes up, and as he's coming out of the well, Riho and Yayoi come at him and, you know, kill the Nightbreed. And then he's like, thank God you're here. Take this girl to the hospital. And then they're like, no, that girl's been missing for over 30 years, and she still looks the same. And it turns out the girl was a Nightbreed, and she was like, and then the girl's like, guess she found me out. It's kind of funny that people would
There we
call
go.
her
So you reused animation.
Yeah.
Three fingers.
Why was he sleeping at his desk?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a gag. Goonie says, what if it's food poisoning? And she's like, I'm gonna fucking punch you in the face, because she's the food.
Huh.
Yeah, so that's one of those... I mean... Okay. It turns out that this dream was sent to him by his evil sire.
Yeah, who's gonna show up to gloat right now?
Because why not? He also disappeared all the walls.
It's another vampire power.
What was his plan? What evil plan is it to give someone a dream?
Dreams.
I showed you the thing you're most afraid of.
Everyone dying? Isn't that what most people are afraid of?
I think what he's trying to get at is like you. I mean, vampires live forever, but that doesn't mean that that they're gonna stay the same.
Yeah.
So yeah. What the hell? Stop acting like you're the good guy here. He's like, I'm glad I put you in his care. Like, A, how did you do that? And B,
With all that murder.
yeah, with all that murder.
He looks like an evil lion.
Oh no,
Jesus.
gay. Anyway, the like secondary. Thanks, Guy. That was sure an end.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at the I love you.
That's it's so stupid. But anyway, the like arc of the first 4 episodes ended with that lady who's pregnant with the crazy Nightbreed baby, and like Kane wanted to use her as like
Here we have them sharing a coffin.
oh yeah, they're
He
naked.
seems to be naked.
She still calls him Shido-san though.
Ugh.
What sort of relationship? Close buddies. What sort of relationship do we have where we hang out naked together in a confined space?
Close buddies.
Real pals. Anyhow, the like plot of the earlier part is Kane shows up and he's like, now we're going to do the Golden Dawn where like Nightwalkers like us get to be the winners or something. I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to that part. So,
Fairy's mad that she's not included in the naked cuddle in the coffin.
That's it for now. Also forever.
That's probably a good thing that it didn't continue.
Yeah, I don't know how far they could have gone with that.
Yep.
I mean, it was pretty episodic, so they could have had other stories, but there weren't, because of the fact that the game is not really like a comic or anything. They didn't really have a lot of stock plots to go on, like in a horror, like if it was a horror manga instead of an Arrow gay.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna shut this off
All right.
because we watched the end.
That was very
Yeah.
entertaining.
That's a good place to end, too, because we've gone for an hour. So that's
Oh, we have?
Nightwalker. Ma'a and Molly, do you have any questions?
My brain is mush right now. It doesn't seem like
What to do?
I don't think I'll ever watch any more of that show.
Probably you shouldn't.
Yeah. Just the sexual relationship with the minor, super
Mhm.
creepy. That alone.
Glitter.
Yeah.
No, didn't you hear him? They're just good buddies.
Oh God.
Thank you so much for telling us about it, though, Abby and Kel.
I feel very.
Yeah, no problem.
I own it, Ma'a and Molly, if you want to borrow it.
No,
I
thank
also own it, but I can't borrow it because I live in Minnesota, so.
you. No, thank you. There's a lot I forgive. There's a lot of shitty shows that I watch. I mean, even though I called Angel stupid, I'm right now going through a Buffy Angel marathon. There's things about it I enjoy. But man, it didn't sound like that show had any redeeming qualities, and that part would be really impossible to ignore.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
not as bad as Hemlock Grove.
Hemlock
God, I'm trying
Grove
to get through
is also one that I will probably never watch.
That will be our award.
I
Not as bad as Hemlock Grove.
Good job, Nightwalker. You did it.
I tried to watch the show and.
Oh, if you like the Ask Me About My Draculas, where me and Amanda explain Hemlock Grove, is mostly
me.
Amanda and I being angry for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
You got anything, Molly?
I don't even know. Like, I usually love stupid shows,
Me too.
but they have to be stupid but fun.
Mhm.
This does not sound stupid but fun in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it wasn't very fun, no.
I would even suggest to someone that Vampire Prosecutor is watchable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in the mood for it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd even watch it again.
I would watch it again.
And like Vampire Diaries is fun because it's nonsense cranked up to 11.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, no.
This
Right.
does not have the Ask Me About My Dracula's stamp of approval.
Nope, not at all.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks
for
everyone for watching.
watching that.
2 weeks
Yes.
from now, our next episode will be during C2E2, so it will be later in the evening. And our guest will be Spike, and we have to figure out what to tell Spike about.
Awesome. There's so many options.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Toodles.
Bye.